You are called. You are chosen. You are anointed. We see them as superheroes. And yes, we honor them. We respect who they are. But the truth is, they were people just like you and me. They seemed ordinary. They looked average, yet they left their mark. They were chosen to live in their day. You've been chosen to live in this day. I am looking at modern day Davids, Elishas, Ruths, Sarahs. Why don't you believe that you are very powerful, that you are a giant killer, that you are a barrier breaker, that you are a history maker? Too often we see ourselves as average, and limited. Joel, I'm not powerful, I'm just ordinary. The truth is, some of the things you've been through should have defeated you. If you were average, the dysfunction, the trauma, the loss would have taken you out. The fact that you're still here tells me that you are very powerful. That sickness couldn't defeat you. Why? Because you are so powerful. That bad break, the person that walked away, the disappointment should have soured your life. But look at you, you're still standing. You're not bitter, you're blessed. You're moving forward. You're taking new ground. That didn't happen on your own. The Lord your God strengthened you when you were weak. He lifted you when you fell. He protected you in danger. He favored you when it didn't look good. He delivered you from greater enemies. If you weren't very powerful, you wouldn't still be here. It wasn't just your own might, your own strength. It was the Lord your God breathing on your life. If you're going to reach your highest potential, you have to live with this mindset. I am very powerful. I have the favor of God. I can accomplish my dreams. I can overcome this bad break. I can raise my children to serve the Lord. I can leave my mark. There was a lady in the scripture named Deborah. She was living in a city that was overcome with violence and all kinds of wrongdoing. Gotten so bad you couldn't even travel on the main roads. There was no order. But God put a dream in Deborah's heart to do something about it. The scripture describes Deborah as a mother in Israel. This is significant. It's telling us that she didn't have influence, the resources. She wasn't in the corporate world. She didn't have an impressive title, wasn't highly educated. Plus, back in those days, women weren't in leadership like they are today. They were pushed down and seen as secondary. God could have chosen the king to do something about it, or the governor, city leader, a wealthy businessman. Instead, He chose this mother. And sometimes God will ask you to do things that seem over your head. He'll put dreams in your heart that you can't accomplish on your own. You don't have the resources, the training, the connections, but God wouldn't ask you to do it if you weren't well able. This is when you have to have the right mindset. Not weak, limited, I'm ordinary, I'm just a mother. No, turn it around. The Lord my God has made me very powerful. I'm anointed for this assignment. I'm favored for this mission. I'm well able to accomplish this dream. But a lot of times we discount ourselves. I'm just a mother. I'm just a student, just a teacher, a businessman, a doctor, a plumber. No, you're not just anything. You're a child of the Most High God. He breathed His life into you. He put His DNA on the inside. He's crowned you with His favor. You have royal blood flowing through your veins. Resurrection power lives in you. Keep your shoulders back and hold your head up high. Step into that greatness that belongs to you. But Deborah could have thought, God, I can't do this. I'm a mother. I'm not in government. I don't have anybody backing me up. Deep down, she understood this principle. I'm not on my own. The Lord my God has made me very powerful. The scripture says the highways were unoccupied. The city was shutting down until Deborah, a mother in Israel, arose. She stepped out in faith. God caused things to fall into place and everything turned around. How could this mother impact the whole city? Started in her thinking. She knew who she was. She knew the favor of God was on her life. She saw herself not as limited, but as very powerful. What can you change if you start seeing yourself as very powerful? What addictions can you break? What barriers can you overcome? What dreams can you accomplish if you'll get rid of weak, defeated, I'm ordinary mentality and start seeing yourself the way God made you to be, as very powerful? A friend of mine struggled with an addiction for many years. He'd gone to rehab and support groups several times with no success. And he's a good man. He loves the Lord, but he was always talking about how strong the addiction was and how he didn't have the willpower. He was constantly down on himself, feeling guilty. As long as you see the opposition as stronger, it's going to limit you. If you see the sickness, the debt, the trouble as more powerful, then your perception, how you're seeing it, is going to hold you back. You have to make a switch in your thinking that greater is He that's in you than what's coming against you. Now, I'm not asking you to deny the facts, just have a new perspective. This addiction may be powerful, but I know my God is all powerful. This sickness may be mighty, but I know my God is almighty. This obstacle may be high, but I know my God is the Most High. The power in you is stronger than any power that's trying to stop you. My friend changed his perspective. Instead of seeing the addiction as being so strong, he started seeing himself as very powerful. And thoughts told him, come on, you're just wishing. You're just hoping. You know you're weak. You know you can't do this. You have to learn to talk back to yourself. Don't let the negative have the final say. When thoughts tell you that you're weak, just answer back, no thanks, I am strong in the Lord. You can't break it. No thanks, I can do all things, not in my own strength, but through Christ who strengthens me. Well, this addiction is too powerful. No thanks, nothing can stand against my God. He always causes me to triumph. When you get in agreement with God and you see yourself as very powerful, that's what allows Him to do great things. Today, my friend is not only free from the addiction, he's helping other people to get free. There was a 10-year-old boy that lived down the street from this big bully, and the bully was always bothering him and making his life miserable. And he's trying to get his courage up to stand up against the bully, but he looked so big and so intimidating, he couldn't do it. Well, that Christmas, his father bought him a telescope. He was so excited, and one day he was out in the front yard playing with it, but he was looking through the wrong end. He was looking through the big side. His father came out and said, no, son, you're doing it wrong. Turn it around and it will make everything bigger like it was designed to do. The boy said, I know that, Dad, but right now I'm looking at this bully and it makes him so small that I'm not afraid of him anymore. Maybe you need to turn the telescope around. You've magnified your problems long enough. You've magnified the bullies, the giants, the addiction, the debt. No wonder you feel weak, intimidated, not able. You have to make the switch. If you'll change your perspective and start seeing things from God's point of view, you'll realize what you're up against is no match for you. It looks like Goliath. It looks daunting. The truth is, you're the one that's very powerful. You're the one that has God's favor. You're the one that can defeat giants. You're the one that can break the addiction. The forces that are for you are greater than any force that's trying to stop you.